The Northwest Territories Council of Leaders has returned from Ottawa. They met with federal officials to help raise the profile of the N.W.T. This year's delegation included the Premier, territorial ministers, and Indigenous government leaders. The CBC's Shannon spoke to Premier R.J. Simpson about the outcome of the visit and what the territorial government is hoping for from the upcoming federal budget.
We've asked the federal government for increased support for fighting wildfires, so we need more equipment. Like the rest of Canada needs more equipment as well, right? But we need more equipment, more planes, more funding to get crews out, things like that. We need housing funds. We have, probably 1,000 homes, public housing units that need to be replaced. They're old. Some of them are built with 2x4, walls, and the insulation has fallen in the walls. Real problems like that. So we have asks in for things like that. We actually have a couple of shovel-ready projects for the Mackenzie Valley Highway. Some bridges that need upgrading. That would help our winter road seasons as well in the meantime. And so we have asks out there for that as well. We tried to keep the number of asks relatively limited because in the past I think that there's been sort of a scattergun approach where we need so much in the territory. We're so far behind the rest of the country in terms of infrastructure and things like that we sort of asked for everything. But the signals or the discussions we had with the federal government were that focus on what you really need, and it's a higher likelihood that you'll get it. So if we know exactly what you want, we don't have to try to figure out which of these 50 things is your priority, there's a better chance of getting it.
Something more focused.
Yeah.
Okay. You mentioned the Mackenzie Valley Highway a couple of times now. You've set a timeline of breaking ground in the next 2 to 3 years. How did you get any commitments or any interest from from Ottawa while you were there on that project?
We didn't get any commitments. It's still going through environmental assessment. We're working with the Pedzike First Nation and Wrigley on some alternate routing options for a certain segment. And so, once all of that's done, it's going to be a couple years out. And by then, I'm hopeful that the federal government will have provided enough information that we'll be able to get some financial commitments, whether that's through a renewed program, infrastructure program that they have, or whether it's just a direct contribution for the highway. I'm hopeful that next couple of years is going to give us the runway we need to get those commitments.
Can the territory build that highway without money from the feds?
No. I mean, we're over $1 billion. And when I talk about the Mackenzie Valley Highway, I know that the first phase is up to Norman Wells. But when I talk about the highway, I talk about the highway all the way north. That's the vision of the Mackenzie Valley Highway. And so when we're talking about that length of road, it's in the billions. So if we could do it by ourselves, we would have done it already.